What is going on, Houston? I hope you're all having a real blessed and safe Tuesday. It is officially draft season for the Houston Texans, ladies and gentlemen. The Senior Bowl is underway, and we have some friends in attendance. John Crumpler, lead analyst for the Texans Wire. You've seen him on the show before. He is there. Also, our boy Cody Stutes is in attendance as well, and I will keep you updated throughout the Senior Bowl. Some prospects that are standing out, some prospects that the Houston Texans themselves are looking at, because general manager Nick Caserio is in attendance, as well as executive director of player personnel James Lipford and a few other scouts as well. So Nick Caserio rode to the Senior Bowl deep. Some quick tweets from John Crumpler with his time there so far. Houston GM Nick Caserio making his way over to player warm-up, spent the last 10 minutes watching Stanford kicker Joshua Carty. Why is he looking at a kicker? Because Kaimi Fairbairn is a free agent, ladies and gentlemen. The kicker is hitting everything. Ball just explodes off his foot. Then one more from the crump. Nick Caserio scouting the linebacker group. Demeco Ryans spoke about the importance of the front seven. Wouldn't be surprised to see them add multiple players to the linebacker group this offseason. NC State's Peyton Wilson is a name to watch. We're already getting draft coverage, ladies and gentlemen. I have a 3-round mock draft for you guys using the PFF system. Welcome, everyone, to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calavillo. I drop daily Houston Texans content, so make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for the latest news, rumors, and updates. And if you guys are new here to the channel, welcome. I'm trying to hit 10K subscribers by the Super Bowl. I'm so close. Please help me get there, and thank you all so much for watching today's video. Now, once again, guys, I'm using the PFF draft model, and here's who was available to me at pick 23. The three that stood out: Kool-Aid McKinstry, cornerback from Alabama; Troy Franklin, wide receiver from Oregon; Byron Murphy, defensive lineman for Texas. A tough decision, but I went with Kool-Aid McKinstry, cornerback from Alabama. I think cornerback is a big need for this Houston Texans team, because who is going to be starting alongside of Derek Stingley next year? I don't think Steven Nelson comes back during free agency. The Houston Texans need to address cornerback, and here is your next cornerback for the next 5 to 8 years. Kool-Aid McKinstry, 6'1", 195 pounds. They don't throw the football his way. Was only targeted 39 times. They played 14 games this year. That is less than 3 targets a game for Kool-Aid McKinstry. Allowed only 19 receptions. That is a 48.7 completion rate. He also had 4 pass breakups on the season. I mean, this is a guy that I think could step in and be your #1 starter day one, not only at the cornerback position, but he is a legit punt returner. I love his 2022 stats because they targeted him 80 times, only allowed 37. The only knock, or not really a knock, but Kool-Aid doesn't get INTs. Only 2 interceptions in the past 3 years with the Alabama Crimson Tide. So hopefully his ball skills does get better when he enters the league. But I think this is a great addition for the Houston Texans defense, a area of need. Kool-Aid McKinstry, I want you to be a Houston Texan. At pick 59 for the Houston Texans in the second round, here's who were the players that were available and I wanted to take a look at. Edgerrin Cooper, linebacker from Texas A&M. Jeremiah Trotter, linebacker from Clemson. Brendan Rice. We just heard John Crumpler mention Peyton Wilson from North Carolina. But I ended up drafting TeAndre Sweat, defensive lineman from Texas. I need the Houston Texans to beef up the interior. We don't know what's going to happen with Sheldon Rankins, who is a free agent. TeAndre Sweat could be his replacement. I mean, a behemoth of a young man, 6'4", 362 pounds. His stats this year: 31 pressures, 21 defensive stops, and 2 sacks. First team All-American honors, and won the Outland Trophy, which is given to the nation's top interior lineman. There is some concern with TeAndre Sweat being a 3-down defensive tackle, but for the Texans Longhorn this year, he played more than 500 snaps. So he showed you he can play a high volume of snaps, but at 6'4", 362, man, he should not be moving the way he does, so fast, so explosive. There is a swagger to T'Vondre Sweat, and bring that to the Houston Texans defense, man. And imagine what him and Madubuike could do together. That's just getting me excited. But at pick 59, T'Vondre Sweat, you are a Houston Texan, and pretty soon you'll be making them sweat. Now, at pick 85 for the Houston Texans, I'm getting kind of a project here. Now, I was stuck between two guys, Marist Liufau, linebacker from Notre Dame, and Blake Corum, running back from Michigan. I think the Houston Texans address running back in free agency. We talked about Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs, but I think this is where Demeco Ryans gets his project, a player that he can mold and build like he did with Fred Warner, who was a third-round draft pick and now considered one of the best linebackers in the NFL. I went with Marist Liufau, linebacker from Notre Dame. I mean, this dude is a freak of nature when you look at him. Amazing hair, stands at 6'2", 239 pounds. His stats this year, I mean, they sound insane. 43 tackles, 25 pressures, 22 defensive stops, 5 sacks, a pass breakup, a forced fumble. This dude was all over the field for Notre Dame. Some things that are great about him: has IQ, possesses excellent coverage ability, at his best playing down here and coming off the edge, excels at blitzing and attacking the quarterback. This guy plays with his head on fire, high motor, that screams Demeco Ryans. And let's watch Liufau, man, swarm for the Houston Texans for the next foreseeable future. That's where I went with my 85th pick. A defensive heavy draft for the Houston Texans. And once again, it with Kool-Aid McKinstry at 23, T'Vondre Sweat at 59, and Marist Liufau at 85. Let me know what you thought about my first mock draft of the season. I will get better. It wasn't perfect. For more Houston Texans content, y'all feel free to follow me for more. Go Houston. Have a very blessed day.